Yeah, guys, it's me, it's Grandaddy Dirtbox. I'm back again, and I've not really slept, so I'm up. I'm gonna probably waffle and talk some crap, but I've been thinking about words, etymology. You know, the word being with God. Well, words are made out of letters. I keep thinking about the letters B, O. Now, maybe God's trying to tell me I need a bath. It's been a while. I haven't got a bath, I've only got a shower, but maybe I need a wash. But maybe there's something else to it, because I keep thinking of these letters, B-O. You know, and it got me thinking long and hard. Because, you know, I love music. And, you know, I'm well versed in the history of rock and roll. I know it, so I'm thinking about B-O. I'm thinking about the letter O specifically. But I made a little list here. B-O. Names and stuff. Here we go. Bohemian Rhapsody. Mark Bolan. David Bowie. James Bond. Boy George Bo Derek. Bomi Bulsara. That's Farouk Bulsara's dad. You know, before Farouk became Freddie Mercury and was overtaken by that demon. Bodicea. Ozzy Osbourne, Jason Bourne from the Bourne movies, Anne Boleyn, Usain Bolt, Napoleon Bonaparte, Bon Jovi, Bono from U2, Simon Le Bon, Duran Duran, John Bonham the drummer with Led Zeppelin, Susan Boyle, do you remember her? She's gone off the ball a bit. Danny Boyle, the director of Trainspotting and the like. Bo Diddley, Borat from those movies, Bob Dylan, Boney M, Bonesy Dog Doodah Band. And there's loads more. I'll have missed them, but I made a little list there because this B.O. keeps popping up. And it started, I think, because I had Bohemian Rhapsody in my head. And I kept thinking, you know, he doesn't mention that in the song, does he? But Bohemian Rhapsody, I kept thinking about Bowie, Bolan. You know, it led on to a lot of things. Now, the power of not just words, letters, you know, that they're really powerful. And they've kept me up all night. I was trying to get some sleep, and I just kept thinking about all these people. The Simon Le Bons. Then it got me thinking about Freemasons. You know, Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove. Got me thinking about that. So I want to talk briefly about, we'll come back to the letter B, you know, the power of it. But the vowel O, it's the most powerful of all the vowels. Why? Because it's God's vowel. It's in there, G-O-D. O. Now if I was to write O down on a piece of paper and show it to you, and just say, what is it? You might think it was a circle or a ring before you arrived at the letter O, or the number 0. Do you know what I'm saying? It's deep, it's powerful. Got me thinking about Lord of the Rings then. Bilbo. You know what I'm saying? It's all there. Thinking about the ups and downs and the ons and the offs. You know, the open, closed. You know, the opposites. Hot, cold. You know, it got me thinking about all those things. Now, there's a lot. I love the English language. I just do. I think it's the best of all the languages. It's the only one I speak. At one point, I was fluent in reverse speech. I could listen to things backwards. I could decipher it, what I was saying. Partly, it's to do with the meaning of things. You just pick up on the meaning. It wasn't like a specifics. It was, what are they trying to say? Do you know what I mean? So we'll do the reverse speech at some point. We'll get back to that. But right now, I'm just thinking about B.O. You know, you're born. You know, you're put in a box. At the end of it all, that's what happens. And again, B, born, buried. It's pretty powerful stuff. I think it must be hard for people who don't speak English, you know, to come at it later in life because the subtle nuances of it. It's a great language. It's amazing. I love it. And oftentimes it's the smaller words that have the most power. They just do. Do you know what I mean? God, that's a universal word. You could say that to anyone. They'd know what you mean. 3 letters, G-O-D. Wouldn't matter where you went in the world, they'd understand that. God. They know what you mean. They know what you're getting at. Now, I don't know why I've been thinking about these things. You know, in holy, the only vowel in there is O, isn't it? We've got the Y, which is like a soft vowel, I guess you'd call it. You know, when a lot of people use it for the names and stuff like Ozzy, you know, that Y, it becomes Kenny Everett. I was thinking about syllables too. You know, Grandaddy Dirtbox, that's 5 syllables. That got me thinking about Freddie Mercury. It got me thinking about Kenny Everett, Sylvester Stallone. I'm thinking about it. Now, I think that's... Again, I've got the B-O in my name, haven't I? I got it. In Dirtbox, the B-O. Did I do it on purpose? I don't think I did. I mean, it's not my real name, is it? You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to do that, but that's the name I've chosen for myself. Some people don't like it, they won't say it. You know, it probably has an effect on me. You know, how many people sub to my channel? I can't be seen subbing to Grandaddy Dirtbox. It conjures up an image, do you know what I'm saying? Powerful, and it takes up a lot of time writing it out, saying it out loud. You ever heard of Grandaddy Dirtbox? And it sounds good. It just rolls off the tongue. That's why I like it. You know, there are certain names, certain words that just do that. You know, Jesus. Beelzebub, he's got a few ways going on, hasn't he? You know, that again, it's a strange word, a strange name. But the O gets about in the Bible. You got Moses, you got Joseph. You got Samson. It gets about. Now we'll come back and look at, you know, A's, C's, D's, E's, F's and G's, all of that. But I just want to think about B and O right now. You know, because you're born. It's the very first thing that happens to you as you're born. B-O. You know, we've got bones. I was looking in the cupboard earlier, I was going to make a tea. Thai food, the double O's. Food. No, I'm waffling. The nuances, the subtle nuances of language and words and names that roll off the tongue. I mean, the first time anyone heard Freddie Mercury, probably like, what? But you wear it a couple of times and it just rolls off the tongue again. Sylvester Stallone, these are weird names, really. But we remember them. They're distinctive, they stick with us. You know, that's why Jesus is such a good word. It sounds good, it rolls off the tongue, it means something, people know what you're on about. You know, I was thinking about Kenny Everett. I like Kenny Everett, you know, God bless him. You know, I was watching a little clip of him earlier and it still makes me chuckle. I used to love Kenny Everett back in the day. Now again, he's a very similar character to Freddie Mercury. It's no surprise that they were so close at one point, you know, they were real friends. Now why is that? You know, it's because very, very similar, but just working in different fields, but crossing over at times. Kenny would do his music, he'd mess about, he liked to be in the studio, didn't he? He was a DJ on the radio. He loved doing all of that, messing about with tapes and, you know, pitch shifting things and messing with the speed of things and reversing things. He was always doing it, layering stuff. And then you got Freddie Mercury. He would cross over into comedy. There's a comedic element there. So this has all led on from just that, from just walking to the shops yesterday and thinking about Bohemian Rhapsody. Got me thinking about David Bowie and Mark Bolan being very close. appearing on the scene at the same time. But again, the subtlety, how things look and how things sound. The word two, T-O, T-double-O, T-W-O, all very different meanings. I've written a letter to you. Oh, this is for you too. Oh yeah, there's two of those. But that begins with the letter B. And it's one of the most powerful words ever, but. It is. Throw it in somewhere and it changes everything. I'm not a racist, but, you know what I mean? I love you, but, see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying and what I'm getting at? I love words. I love wordplay. And it's important. It's really important when you think about it. So this B-O, it pops up a lot. It does. It really does. Buck. Boat. Getting you from one place to another. Read. It's different to read this and I've read that. They're completely different, but it's spelled the same, looks the same, but pronounced differently. It's about pronunciation, how something sounds. In trough, the GH makes a th sound. In women, the O makes an I sound. It's amazing. The subtleties, the differences, the little things. Now when O, it's a circle, isn't it? It's a ring, it comes full circle. It's the most powerful of all the vowels. I'm telling you it is. It's the most powerful. And I love it and I keep thinking about it. Now the B, I'm thinking, just off the top of my head, about the vibrations of things. And the letter B, to believe, to become, to behold. And then when you put the B and the O together, you've got words like bondage, to be bound with something. Bones, box, boy, bowl. It's all there, the bogeyman. So I'm thinking with the B and the O together, I don't know what it is, but I know vibrational, because all vibration, when it comes out of your mouth, when you say a word, it's important. Words are important. Letters are important. The English language, man. There's nothing better than to read a book. It's like the words jump off the page at you. You can put ideas in your head that can stick. You can read a terrible book, and the ideas from it will stay with you forever. You can read the Holy Bible, and again, it can stay with you forever. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to get off. I think I've covered everything I want to cover for now, but I don't know, I started thinking about the Matrix and all the O's going on in that. You got Neo, Morpheus, the Oracle. There's a specific reason for it. The O's. Now the A's and the I's and the E's and the U's, they've got their own little vibe. But O and the B, it's the first consonant, isn't it, in the alphabet? You know what I mean? It's just the first punch in the alphabet. It's not soft like A, ah. It's B, B, bang, boom, bomb. It's just there, it's just like, it's so rich. Then you got the soft C and the hard K. And I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I mean, like I said, I've written some things down here, haven't I? Bomi Bulsara. Young Farouk's dad. Farouk. I was thinking about John Deacon earlier. He's always the quiet one, isn't he, in Queen? The silent one almost. They always refer to him as The guy wouldn't speak, wouldn't say anything. But was he the real power behind that band? Was he the real magician? It's a kind of magic. It's still magic, but it's a kind of magic, man. Now, I don't like magicians and wizards and warlocks and witches and all of that. I don't like it. God doesn't like it. Necromancers and, mystics. But, the Bible's full of prophets and sages and seers. Just is. I think I'm that. I can't help it. I think I see things differently than other people. I just do. I look at things. I've got an askew view on just a lot of stuff. It doesn't make me better than anybody else. It just means that, I'm forever entertained. I never get bored. B.O. Again, bored. I was born. I'm going to be put in a box at the end of it. And then there's all that stuff sandwiched in the middle, which is life. Again. L-I-F-E. If you didn't know, if you were new to the English language, go back to when you were a little toddler and you were learning to read and write. Now, when I was a kid, they used to try and teach me reading and writing. I didn't care. I thought that it should be automatic, that you do it for me. You're the teacher, teach me, but it wasn't sinking in. Until I started to hear stories from the Bible. And I wanted to read. I just wanted to read it for myself. Filled with the Holy Spirit from a young age. Christ and the crucifixion and the resurrection and all of that, revelation. Didn't really understand, but I knew there was a God. We used to say our prayers every morning and sing hymns. But my people that I liked in the Bible, all Old Testament people. Samson, Moses, David with a catapult, bang. Take that, Goliath, you're going down. Again, Goliath. It's got an O in there, hasn't it? It's important. Now, am I just waffling? Well, yeah, I'm just waffling, but language, I just love it. I love breaking it down, breaking these words down, just looking. Because witchcraft, what is that for a start? That's just spells. To spell something. Words have power. You can manipulate people, you can control them. It's all going on. If you look, you'll see it. It's just there. When I hear the Beatles, again, you think of the Bugs when you hear the Beatles. If you'd never heard of the band before, someone said Beatles, you'd think of the Bugs, like the insects. Now I think insect rights, I think we should have that. I might lead that, I might spearhead that campaign. For all these vegans and everything, I'm going to say, How about the bugs? How about the ants and the caterpillars and the butterflies and the moths? Keep going, there's loads of insects about. What about their rights? But I'm going off on a tangent. Tangent. Just love words. What a beautiful word. Now, what's my favourite word off the top of my head? Just to think about it. I think it would be holy. And I think about that, because again, it can mean like a hole. Or it can mean like something that's got holes in it. And the Bible's a little bit like that. There's years where you don't hear about what Jesus was getting up to. So I always have a little laugh with myself, like the Holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I still love the book, I love God, I love Jesus. J-E-S-U-S, now it's got 2 S's in there. Satan's got 2 A's. Can we mix these words? Is it all a code? I think about codes. I think about rock and roll and what it means. What does it mean to rock and roll? When you rock something, you disturb it. And when you roll, you roll over. Is is it again? Is it alluding to? Is everything leads to Jesus? You know, the rock that was rolled out of the way. You know, when his body wasn't there. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Revelation, that's got an O in it. The whore of Babylon, got the O's. Keep thinking about it, and I'm going to keep thinking about it. I'm going to get to bed, and I'm going to get some sleep. But the O's and the E's, bed, sleep. You know, the E's are in there too, of course, and the A's and the U's and the I's. But I'm just thinking about the B's and the O's. I'll have a shower in a bit. I obviously stink. Oh, Lordy. Obviously, I do. The landlord came round the other day, my new one, to sign the papers, sign the contract. And I got a waft of myself. I was like, dear. And he'd gone all cold towards me. You know, cold. Again, we got the O in there. Landlord, that's got an O in there. Oh, gosh. I'm going to get you doing it next. It's going to be looking at seeing O's and hearing O's everywhere. But isn't it amazing? Now we're going to do the reverse speech at some point and the backmasking. You know, not because we want to be witches and warlocks, but because we have an interest in that kind of stuff and we want to see what tricks they play. You know, I've said it before, listen to some Queen stuff backwards. You know, I don't recommend that. It'll mess with your head. Don't do too much of it and don't decipher it. Leave that to the sages and the seers and the prophets, the likes of me. I could do it. Now it does mess with your head if you listen to things backwards too much. You start reading things backwards. It's like, oh dear, I'm going cuckoo. But, you know, look, I was thinking about the Beatles. You got John Lennon, he's got a couple of O's going on. Ringo Starr. George Harrison, he's got a couple of O's. But Paul McCartney hasn't. But, you know, just saying it, the Paul, it can have O's in it. Paul. P-O-O-R-L. You know, you could do it. It's all in there. It's all in there. So, I'm waffling and talking crap, but I was talking about John Deacon, and it got me thinking about John Dee, talking about magic and stuff like that. The old magician from back in the day. John Dee. Conning folk, wizards, and witches and warlocks. You got Lord of the Rings, you know, Tolkien. He's got an O in there. You got the orcs. Do you know what I'm saying? Mordor, that's got a couple of O's going on. Oh yeah, I'm just putting it all together. And hula hoops, I ate some hula hoops, so there's a couple of O's. They look like O's. Oh dear. Now people have been leaving me comments. I don't always see them, I don't get notifications, so if I've not seen your message, I do apologise. I do like to respond and react and say thank you. Someone called me an asswipe the other day. They called me an asswipe. Again, we got a couple of S's in there. You know, they called me an asswipe, I don't know why. I was going to reply to it, but it seemed like the comment disappeared. Maybe they thought better of it and just left me with a thumbs down. Maybe they did that. You know, the trolls, we got the O again. You know, the government, we got O's going on. You know, govern, to control the mind. You know, I don't know what it is. Is it all ordained? Is it predestined that I'm supposed to be saying, going on about this? But we're going to do a lot more of it. We're not just going to look at the words, we're going to look, put that word with that word. What's all that about? I'm going to do a video where I'll review every Queen song. It's just one video. I'll just give you like a one word and sum it up. You know, keep yourself alive. What's that about? You know, Queen's first song. Well, you know, I've got a book somewhere. Here we go. In my top 3 books of all times. You know, behind the Bible, but it might be number 2. Because of its comedic value. And I don't know why it makes me chuckle. The Beginning Was the End by Oscar Kismeth. Man came into being through cannibalism. intelligence can be eaten. Keep yourself alive, that's a strange thing to say. When you could just say stay alive. But it's all about dog eat dog, you know. And this book here, it says in it, keep yourself alive. It's all about eating brains. It's all about Darwinism and the missing link. Oh, what's the missing link? Eating brains. And you probably won't be able to get hold of this book, and you probably shouldn't. You know, it's a strange one. I mean, here oh dear, it's a bit racist too. You know, they're comparing, black people to monkeys and stuff. A bit right, it's been shadow banned at the very least. You can't find it. And if you can, it costs a fortune. It costs a bomb. There you are, we got it again. But yeah, it's an interesting book. I might read from it. I have tried in the past, but I don't know, I was too stoned half the time. Just waffling, doing what I'm doing now, just waffling. But I'm going to get off. But yeah, I'll find it, and it says keep yourself alive. They read this. I'm telling you, man, these Satanists and stuff, if you don't believe in God, I mean, I've always had this feeling. I've always known I'm being watched. You know, I'm being judged. I've known it since I was a baby. I've known it. And it stopped me doing certain things. Now, if I didn't have that going on, I'd probably do anything, do all sorts. And I think these people that don't have God in their lives, they don't sense him, they don't get that feeling that he's watching and he's judging. You know, and he's doing that, he is. He's got time to. Time don't mean nothing to God. You know, he loves us all, he's given us free will, and therefore, you know, we're born into sin and evil. You know, that's why we have to be born again, put the B-O again in it. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to get off. I'm going to have something to eat, I guess. And then get some spatchka. Again, thank you for all your comments and all that. Apart from that guy who called me an asswipe. Yours, man. And God bless at the same time. You know, that's just a sad, dirty, horrible thing to say to somebody, isn't it? I've had people say stuff like that in my comments in the past, call me names, you know, the trolls. They're just jealous. Now, I put that Queen reaction video out the other day. I know I've talked about it a couple of times, but a few people, you know, they've sent me comments and stuff, and they've said things like, I'm crying too. And I'm not laughing at those people. It's good to get in touch with those emotions if I've brought something out in you, if you've had a good cry, if you've had a good laugh, if it's made you think for a second, then I'm doing my job. You know, put your trust and faith in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour. Amen. That's all you got to do, and that's my message. It's got 2 S's in it. Oh, gosh. What am I going on about? Is this the mess age? Do you know what I'm saying? Etymology, the breaking down of words. All right, I'm going to get off, peeps. It was interesting for me. I don't know what it's done for you, you know. But again, God bless. All the best. Just think if there's anything else I want to say. Oh, what would be my 3rd book in my top 3? Oh, gosh, I shouldn't tell you. We'll save it for another day. But it's a naughty one. It's a bit naughty, so I'm not going to promote it. That's got 2 O's in it, promote. I'm not going to do that, but it's a book that's given me a few chuckles over the years, and it's a dirty, disgusting book. And no, it's not Last Exit to Brooklyn by Hubert Selby Jr. Ugh. Don't read anything by that guy, Hubert Selby Jr. I'm serious. When I saw Requiem for a Dream back in the day, I was like, what a great film. And I saw an extra on the DVD, and I heard him say something. You know, it was an interview with Hubert Selby Jr., who wrote the book that the film was based on. And I heard him say that he realised that one day he was going to die. And before he died, 2 things would happen. 1, he would regret his whole entire life. And 2, he'd want to live his life over again. And it just stuck with me. But the reason it stuck with me is because I'd heard it before. It's on a Manic Street Preachers song. And I was just like, oh, that was such a great film. I should read the book. And the book's just like reading a screenplay. And I've read his other books, you know. And I was younger at the time, you know, when I thought it was cool. But, ugh, all his books are just horrid. You know, words, and they do have meaning, they do have power. So be careful what you read. That's why I just got the Bible lately, you know. I hug it like it's a teddy bear sometimes when I'm going to sleep. You know, gets in somehow, it's supernatural. You know, God knows I'm one of his biggest fans. He just knows him. And he loves me. I thought someone was knocking the door then. Door? Again, the double O's. Oh, well, I'm going to get off. Words. Words and their meaning and all of that. Okay. I might come back later and read from... Actually, I'll do it now. I always remind myself of my dad when I do this. I'm getting off now and then I'll stick around for a bit longer. My dad was always doing that. Even at the end he did that. Even at the end, when he was poorly. Double O. When he was poorly, you know, he stuck around way longer than anyone thought he would. And I'm a bit like that. Okay, March 7th. Reading from God Calling. Now, this isn't the Bible. This is just something that's simple. It's sweet. It gives you something to think about. And it's, you know, it's got that holy nature. Okay, surprises. Supposed to be written from the viewpoint of, like, Jesus, I guess, you know, who visited these people and the two listeners. And they wrote down all these thoughts that were coming to them and the messages that were receiving from the Spirit. Okay, March 7th, surprises. Many there are who think that I test and train and bend to my will, I, who bade the disciples take up the cross. I love to prepare a feast for them by the lakeside. A little glad surprise, not a necessity, as the feeding of the multitude may have seemed. I love to give the wine gift at the marriage feast. As you love to plan surprises for those who understand and join them, so with me. I love to plan them for those who see my love and tender join them. Dear to the heart of my Father are those who see not only my tears, the tears of the Saviour, but the smile, the joy smile of a friend. Aye, sweet. Okay, then we'll read God at Eventide. God at Eventide. These books go nicely together. They do. Okay, how firm your foundation. As one in a storm needs to dwell in quiet thought upon the firmness of the foundation of his home, so you need in dangers and difficulties of whatever kind to withdraw and in quiet assurance dwell upon the foundation upon which the house of your life and character is built. Rest your thoughts on this, on me, not me, on Jesus. Do not dwell on the channels through which my help may be directed to you. To do so is indeed to feel at the mercy of wind and weather. You can draw no strength from such. No, a sense of security can only come from relying on me, the all-powerful, the unchanging. Security engenders strength, then peace, then joy. Other foundations can no man lay. All right, I might read from this. Now, Coco Latrine, she don't like this book. Don't tell her I'm reading from this. She'll be super miffed. She doesn't like it. But again, it's not that I believe what's in here. But I just find it interesting and fun. Oh, cannibalism. Oh, it's bad. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Okay, rare, this book. I had a copy of this years ago and then lost it. And found one on eBay last year for about £7 and just snapped it up. Because I'd not finished it at the time. But I've read it since and I might read it again. Along with the Bible. You know, the sacred and the profane. You know, that's holy and this is a joke. But I think it's an amusing one, so what can I say? I'm not perfect, and I like what I like, and I love what I love. And I'm sending out love to you all. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Thank you for all your comments. I'll be praying for you. I have been praying. I pray for all of you. Now, hopefully at some point I can get Coco Latrine on the Skype and she can read out some of your comments to me. And, you know, I can react. You know, I could tell you what I think. It's harder sometimes when, you know, you're not getting notifications and all that kind of business. Alright guys, I'm going to get off. Coco Latrine's waiting for me. Alright then. Love you. God bless. All the best. Ta-ta, kiddos. Ta-ta.